Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of A Splash of Paint, brought to you in association with the SAA, Society for All Artists. Today's programme is a colourful pick and mix full of practical information and demonstrations to inspire your artistic passion and encourage you to try something new. So switch on your creativity and settle back for 60 minutes of all the latest tips, tricks and techniques from some of the most popular leading artists. Let's get started and take a look at what's on today's packed palette. We'll be throwing the spotlight on the vibrant world of acrylics as part of our regular introducing feature as we take a closer look at the work of one of the many SAA professional artists, Paul Beattie. International pastel artist Vic Bearcroft lifts the lid on some of his favourite tools and tricks in our regular What's in My Box feature. Leading professional artist and personal friend Jeremy Ford will be here in the studio to demonstrate how to use SAA soft pastels to paint a stunning summer meadow in today's Try Your Hand At project. I'll be showing you a few simple step-by-step techniques to use wonderful watercolours to add a boat to bring life to your seascapes. Popular artist Warren Sealey returns for today's Art Bite feature, demonstrating how to erase a mistake on an oil painting. Our resident bookworm Henry Moult once again delves into the artistic bookshelf to cast his critical eye over another inspirational book. And versatile SAA professional artist David Hyde drops by to tell us a few of his favourite things. So let's kick things off and shine today's spotlight on the vibrant world of acrylics as we take a closer look at the unique style of SAA professional artist Paul Beattie.
Hello, today I'm going to be teaching you how to paint with a spoon. I'm going to show you how to paint trees with light and shadow in black and white contrast. You just simply load your spoon on the side, like so, and we'll be using the base of the spoon primarily. Now to put the trees in, I've already prepared this. I've done a moon and some basic foliage in the background. You just basically run the spoon down your support or your canvas or your paper, whatever you're using. Today I'm using a Langford block paper. I like the block pad because you don't have to pre-prepare it. It's great for acrylics and you don't have to stretch it or stick it down to any boards. So all I've done basically is I've just created the base of the tree coming down the canvas. And you don't have to worry about the size and the shape too much really. Just bring it down, make sure the bottom's a little bit wider than the top, as you know it's thicker at the base of a tree than it is at the top. And just the same here, I mean this paint's still a little bit wet. You come down, use the edge of the spoon and just generally bring it down the page to get the basic shape to start with. We'll be showing two types of trees. One will be silhouette and the other one will have light and shadow. Again, same again, load the spoon as so. Come down the page, same line, using the edge of the spoon to create the shape of your tree. It's really simple. You don't have to worry about what you're doing too much. You just let the paint do the work for you. One of the things about painting is people worry so much about the detail that they actually put into the painting. And what I like to try and show is that you don't really have to worry about that because a lot of the times the paint does the work for you. I mean, this will stand out a lot more as I go through this quick web clip on painting with spoons. So what I've done is I've just basically come in, I've made two trunks just with pure black Liquitex acrylics. It's my favourite acrylics. I've been using them for 20 years now. And you just bring it down onto the background that's already been created. You can do as many trees as you want. You can do them all straight. You can put one at an angle. It's up to yourself. It's up to the artist, the individual, to decide what they want to create in each work. So now I've got the base of the tree trunks put in. I'm just going to come in and use a very edge just to create a basic line coming across. All you do is you just bring the branches in. I'll also use a rigger brush to help create a bit of final detail in this work towards the end of this quick web clip. You just need to show the edge of the trees, the trunks coming down, and that's it. Just clean off your spoon. Make sure you don't let the paint dry to the bottom of your spoon, because then what happens is you'll get dry bits and you'll create uncharacteristic lines and scrapes in your artwork. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in with the white, titanium white. I'm just going to put a little bit on the edge of the spoon, and you just drag it along the edge of that tree that you've already created the trunk for. And don't forget about light and direction. The moon's here, the light's going to be coming this way. It won't be coming from this side, but it'll be coming from the direction of the moon. And you do the same thing on all the tree trunks that you've done. You just basically, you're letting the paint do the work for you. It's just mixing naturally with the actual black paint you've already painted the tree trunk with. Really simple, really effective, and it's great fun. Everybody I've taught this to so far in art groups and workshops, they've really enjoyed it. And the works that are produced at the end of the class, I'm not joking, everybody could get them framed and they could stick them in an exhibition, a competition anywhere. It's really quite amazing. So that's it basically for the trunks. It doesn't stand out that much at the minute, but as soon as I start to put these branches in at the end, it'll make a big difference. I'm just going to use this rigger, a little bit of water, because as you know, acrylics dry quick, and if you haven't got water in your brush, you allow it to dry in your brush, it'll harden your brush up, and then you may have problems with your brush and it might not work properly if you don't keep it moist enough to use. I'm just getting some wet black, and I'm just coming in. I need a bit more water in there. And I'm just coming in and just making the impression of a few branches coming out. And you can do your branches, you can have them going up, you can have them coming down, you can do them any shape or direction you want, you can have them going straight out. Depends what type of tree you want to paint, I guess. But when you've done that, you just have the basic branches coming out across your support. Then you can start to think a little bit more about your light and your direction. All I'm doing with the rigger is I'm just basically putting it to the support. I'm just kind of wiggling it, letting the brush and the paint do the work for me. I'm not that worried about it. You know, it doesn't really matter too much. It's great to actually allow the paint and allow the brush to do the work for you. It's quite invigorating, really. It's quite good to be able to do that, quite freeing. Okay, I've done some basic branches there. Now the moon and the tree that's in front, that's going to be pure silhouette because the light's behind it. It's not coming from any direction but behind it. So you're not going to get any highlights on the tree trunk or on the branch there that's in front of the actual moon. So what you've got to think about is you've got to think about the actual other trees and other branches and where the highlights will be on that. So there's a branch coming across here now. You don't want to put it underneath. You need to go on top of this branch to bring out the highlight of the light coming off the moon. Make sure that the paint's thin enough, otherwise you'll find it hard. So I've got to come underneath here, otherwise you'll find it hard to get the actual the highlight and contrast on the branches that you've done. Same here, you know, the moon's over here, so you've got to do the light under the branch where it's coming up, and you've got to keep that in mind the whole time. If you want to make it more realistic, make it stand out more, there's another branch coming this way. Because it's going that way, all the light's going to be on the top of the branch. And that's it, really. It's actually quite simple. It's quite basic, straightforward, and it's great fun to create all these different scenes with a spoon. I normally use a spoon for the whole painting, but in this case, because it's so small, I've had to use a brush. Even the branches underneath the moon, they will also have highlights. It's not directly in front of the moon. And the highlights on them will be on the top of the branch. And that's it. That's painting with spoons with me. Thanks very much for having a look. Hope to see you soon. Take care.
Brilliant demonstration there, Paul. It just goes to show what can be achieved with a little bit of imagination. Now, before you all dash off to the cutlery drawer, folks, we've just got time to join international pastel artist Vic Bearcroft as he lifts the lid on some of his favourite tools and tricks in our regular What's in My Box feature.
Well, I have several boxes actually. This happens to be my pencil drawing box. Let's have a look, see what's in there. As suspected, quite a lot of rubbish. But in amongst the rubbish, all of it is useful at some point. Rulers, knife for sharpening, some sketching pens, pencils, coloured pencils, and some nice sticks of charcoal. So that's a nice big lump of charcoal. I've also got some kitchen paper there and some tortillons, paper blenders. So let's see how these work. So I've got a bit of drawing paper here. Charcoal is one of my favourite sketching mediums actually. So it's very easy to work with. Let's do a ball shape. So the circle, always a good thing to practice a circle, whatever you're doing. So let's try blending some of that. Well, let's have a shadow and a highlight for starters. We get a nice dark shadow on our ball with this lovely big thick stick of charcoal. And we can blend that softly. We'll blend it softly with a bit of kitchen paper first. And carefully go around the edge. And that gives us a nice soft ball shape. And then maybe it could be an orange. In fact, if you had some slightly textured paper, you could actually make an orange peel effect with that. What I'll do then is if I take my stick of charcoal and the kitchen paper, rub some of that onto the kitchen paper, I can actually get a lighter, softer mid-tone value just by rubbing it in like that. You can see that's much softer than the original sketchy charcoal that we put on direct. Leaving the top for a highlight. If I want to then, say I want to draw a stalk on that, maybe we'll turn it into an apple or something like that, something with a stalk on. I can put the stalk on like this, take a sharper rolled up paper blender, a tortillon, and literally drag that charcoal to draw something a little bit more detail. And the same with the shadows around there. Maybe pop a little bit of leaf on there as well. So sketch the leaf with a stick of charcoal, put a darker shadow on, take the kitchen paper for softer shading, and the tortillon for more detailed shaping, dragging the charcoal with the stick. And have a little bit of a shadow down the bottom, so it's anchored to something. Drag it across for a soft shadow. A very simple and effective way of using charcoal and paper blenders.
Thanks, Vic. Why not discover how blenders can add a dash of detail to your next charcoal or pastel masterpiece? Well, folks, time for a quick break now, but join us in part 2 when Jeremy Ford pops in the studio to paint a stunning summer meadow, and I'll be showing you how a few simple watercolour techniques can bring life to your seascapes. See you soon.